I almost got scammed yesterday, guys. I like to think of myself as somebody who can spot most scams a mile away. They all share similar hallmarks, and usually it's pretty easy for me to identify. I created a blog post earlier this year titled 2 Simple Rules to Live By to Avoid Most Common Crypto Scams. And I'm making this video to share my experience that I had yesterday, why my 2 rules kind of failed me, and now I have to add a 3rd rule, and then I wanted to cover all the common types of crypto scams so that you can also avoid them too. What I encountered yesterday was actually an old scam that's been around for a few years, but it was dressed in a new suit. And because of that, I had my guard down and I was this close to losing some money. My first rule is if anyone approaches me, I assume it's a scammer. Doesn't matter what they're pitching. So when somebody cold approaches me, it's a scam. I was at the moment searching for smart contract stuff on YouTube and watching smart contract related videos. So when this video right here popped up, because I wasn't approached and I was the one that found it, it engaged me and my guard was totally down. My second rule, I didn't really go through until a little bit later when I started to maybe smell that something was fishy. If they don't have an established verifiable identity and presence with users discussing their product, and especially if they're unable to clearly explain their method of profit, assume it's a scam. Now let's look over at the YouTube channel. They have 25,000 subscribers. This video has 130,000 views and it was uploaded 3 months ago. That's what threw my guard down. I'm still kind of unsure. How do you have a video that has been on for 3 months and YouTube has not canceled you? I've already reported this video. I'm damn sure it's a scam. And they're not being taken down because it looks so legit. So I'm going to play a few moments of the video.
Hello everyone, I am Jackson. In this tutorial, I'll be sharing a simple way to generate passive income through decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap. This method is beginner friendly and it doesn't require any expertise. So let's dive into my computer and begin. Be sure to refer to the description for any revisions. And remember to give a thumbs up if you find this helpful.
And then look down at the comments. All of these comments look pretty decent too. And then I realized everything that I've been teaching you on this channel about automating bots and automating Twitter and social media, it would not be that hard for serious scammers to automate a bunch of different accounts and a bunch of different positive comments. Apparently a scam can be out there on YouTube, gain a bunch of followers, have a bunch of comments, and I'm sure a lot of people have probably reported this, and they're still out there with this video. Kind of disappointing, YouTube, considering that you can flag so much on a whim, but you can't manage to spot this. Let's take a look at some of the red flags that I kind of ignored initially right here in the thumbnail. Free ChatGPT makes many. Many what? Is that supposed to be money or is that supposed to be... Yeah, it's just broken English, which is kind of what you expect, right? So why didn't that trip my alarm immediately? Well, for the last month and a half, I've been using a really cool automation tool called Taja. I just feed it my video URL. Taja generates AI-optimized titles, descriptions. It'll chop your long videos into shorts. It pretty much does everything. One thing that I've noticed, and I haven't liked it, but I can't argue with results when results happen. You might notice that some of my titles are going out lately, looking just a little bit like they're meant to attract clicks. I might word something in some way, but then the AI decides, no, you're going to get better results if you do this, and so that is what I will push. And so this title right here, ChatGPT, How AI Helps Me Earn Ethereum 2400 Daily, didn't necessarily trip my alarms either, because it strikes me maybe as an AI-optimized title that grabs 2 things that might be irrelevant and shuffles it in there in an attempt to get more clicks. A lot of people are using automation these days, and as you can see here, let's see the thumbnails that it's generated. Yeah, look, Finn lied you, YouTube no work, YouTube strategy. So every now and then it generates mistakes like that, and if I have it set to automatically publish, In the foreseeable future, I will end up with a thumbnail that is kind of goofy, and I will have to go back in and re-edit it. So it didn't really trip my alarm when I saw this guy's initial thumbnail, because the video itself was well put together. So what is this scam and how does it work? This scam is known as a Solidity smart contract scam. It used to be that they would walk you through this in direct messages or on something like Telegram, and it was probably a little bit more difficult when they didn't have this kind of a video reference. Now it appears that their preferred vector for scamming people is YouTube, and then they'll direct you to several links down here to facilitate the scam in their description. They have created an almost perfect copy of a known website, remix.ethereum.org. If you don't use this website regularly, you might not notice that their URL is completely different, remixstartcompiler.tech, which has nothing to do with the ethereum.org domain or its subdomains. Visiting their copy, it's a nearly perfect copy. What it does is allow you to write smart contracts, push them to the blockchain, and activate them. So they essentially just walk you through this process. And the one thing that was a huge red flag to me when nothing else was so far was get the source code from Pastebin. What I had hoped to see in a legitimate video is somebody actually walking me through the creation of the smart contract itself so that I understand what's going on. I understand that even that might not be perfect. If you're not a programmer and you don't really understand what's going on, you definitely need to get a dev friend or somebody that can put their eyes on it for you before initiating anything like this. But whatever you do, definitely don't grab copy-paste code from Pastebin and put it into something like this. If you don't know how to read the programming language for these smart contracts, someone could easily hide malicious code in the copy-paste, or on the website that they have clearly spoofed, they could easily just make it so that some of these buttons don't do what they say they're actually going to do. You might be able to compile your smart script. You might be able to push it out as a contract to the blockchain, but then at the last mile, they could do something very simple like one of these buttons just simply transfers your balance to another wallet. Smart contract scams can also do things like set up a legitimate smart contract that will yank your funds forever. So they can be quite dangerous because they can affect you long after the initial theft if you continue using the wallet associated with the smart contract. The copy-paste code really tripped off my red flag alarm, and so I decided to do something which is now my third rule. So if rule number 1, they didn't approach me, and I found the content, and rule number 2, they appear to have an established presence and have fooled me into thinking they're legit, even for a second, it's still always best to do a Google search and see if we can uncover any information. Google is our best friend. The way you want to do this is to grab keywords from whatever you're doing. So I just typed in remix smart contract scam, and bam, very first link, outlining the entire scam, and I knew immediately that's what was staring me in the face. Another thing you could do on YouTube to easily spot a cookie cutter scam like this one, I looked at the profile name JacksonWeb3 and I searched for that. And look, I found lots of different JacksonWeb3s. So the first video that comes up is the one that I just watched, which almost looped me into a scam. But then we have another account with 2K subscribers, another one with almost 4K subscribers. Look at this one, 141K subscribers. Is this the real Jackson Webb? Are they imitating a guy? I really have no idea, but it's kind of obvious just by searching for the name that there are lots of different Jackson Webb 3s, and it would not in the least bit surprise me if they are all cookie cutter scam accounts. I decided to have some fun with their tech support. I went over to etherscan.io and I grabbed a completely random transaction hash and provided it to them. And as I suspected, as the modus with any scammer, the only solution is going to be somehow you send them more money. And that's exactly what happened. When I told them I had sent 1 full Ethereum, their response was, well, now it's 2 Ethereum. Sorry, that changed October 1st. We needed to notify people, which is complete garbage. I wanted to take a screenshot of the conversation, but of course, it's Telegram and it's encrypted, and they block any screenshots from being taken on mobile devices. You know, Not every person on Telegram is a scammer, but one thing is definitely true. Almost every scammer tries to get you onto Telegram for their customer support. Online crypto scams are becoming more sophisticated and harder to recognize thanks to the AI that we all know and love. But all of them are still kind of the same old scams dressed up in different ways, and I wanted to break down the most common types of crypto scams you're going to find online. The number one most common crypto scam is phishing scams. This is where they're deliberately trying to get you to give them valuable information that they can use to either drain your crypto account or totally mess up your life, depending on what info you give over. Usually these will come in the form of a pretentious email or something like that. It'll pretend to be a platform or an app that you use like PayPal, Gemini, Coinbase. You'll get a warning saying something like, "We've detected a problem with your account. Your account is about to be closed. Take action now." And then the sign-in button will lead to a fake website where once you try to sign in, they've just stolen your legitimate info, and usually within seconds they have somebody on their end that logs into your account, locks you out, and then probably going to drain your funds or worse. Sometimes it'll be a fake transaction notification, and this is common. I get these for PayPal all the time. We can easily play detective if we're sent suspicious links or emails. First thing you should do is look at the sender in your email. So when I receive scam emails from all sorts of different things like PayPal to crypto.com, look at the sender, and if you're going to reply to it, where is it going to go? Well, obviously PayPal is never going to reply to a Hotmail address. Just not going to happen. This invoice payment reminder is completely fake. And there are other examples, but with email, they can sometimes spoof the address. So my recommendation for stuff like this, always log in through the main URL if you're unsure whether you have actual activity on your account. Don't use the link in the email. Just go through your web browser, log in there, and if there's no evidence of activity, you know you've got a scam on your hands. Oh, look, here's an email from Trust Wallet. Let's see who you really are. Nucleo.peniche@ligacomitantes.org. If they have sent you a suspicious link and you want to investigate it, check out the URL of the website. They cannot be using the same domain as whatever they are imitating. I've seen stuff like Coinbase.com but spelled with a 1 and hoping that you don't notice that. I've also seen sneaky things like paypal.accountstatus.com or crypto.exchange.com. And what they're hoping is that you don't know enough about the online world to know that the subdomain is before the domain, and then you have your suffix. Right here, accountstatus.com is the domain. PayPal is the subdomain. You will never receive a communication from PayPal from a domain that they don't own, that is not paypal.com. And the same goes for any legitimate crypto company. If you want to investigate a suspicious link further, like the one I received the other day, I can. This is the International Registry for All Domains, a very valid lookup tool, which is lookup.ican.org. Copy-paste the domain, look it up. Oh, and would you look at that? It was registered only a little over a week ago. Any brand new domains are always a giant red flag. Scammers constantly have to cycle out of domains because they get reported. Then we have, as you would expect, all of their information is redacted for privacy, so you won't be able to find out who this person is that owns the domain. Private domain plus recently registered, scam. Then we have fake social media profiles pretending to be successful traders, which is kind of what I encountered the other day on YouTube. I just wasn't familiar with YouTube being the platform that you find these things. I've seen them all over Instagram and Facebook. What this usually is, they either create a totally fake person that never existed and they just steal somebody's photographs on the internet, or they create a copy profile of a successful trader or of somebody who actually does have a well-known personality. Like, I remember the time that BitBoy tried to add me as a friend on Facebook, and I knew immediately it wasn't the real BitBoy. Some of them will be smart enough to send you to websites where they try to fish for your information. This guy just kind of showed up and said, "Hey, I'm BitBoy. I'm having this problem with this wallet right now, and then he sent me a seed. That's a real common one that I get in comments as well. Somebody just shows up, drops a seed phrase, and they're hoping that you will open that wallet, put money in it, and then they're going to jack it from you. Simple as that. So here's how the wallet seed phrase scam works. Typically, they're going to come at you one of two ways. It's either going to be in the form of a crypto giveaway or a prize, where they tell you, oh, in order to claim your prize, you're going to have to pay this small gas fee. But the catch, you pay the gas fee, you still can't claim the prize, and then they're going to hope that, like a hamster with a wheel, you're just going to sit there and keep paying them the gas fee over and over again. The other variation to this scam is what I experienced myself with a fake BitBoy, where he basically showed up and said, I'm having this trouble with a wallet. If you can help me, I will reward you. And then, of course, it's the same thing. You send him the gas fee or whatever, and then he just kind of keeps hoping that you will do it again and again. Are there people out there that fall for these? Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't keep the scam going. Fake Joe Rogans, fake BitBoys, fake coin bureaus. If anybody has an established name and a large following, they have dozens of impersonator scammers. And last but not least, the third most common type of crypto scam, the crypto loss recovery scam. This one you might have seen before, and if you weren't aware of what you were looking at, they typically spam people's posts in the form of comments that are praises. They're often a positive review of some scam recovery service. So I invested a lot of money to earn profits trading, and I lost my investments to a scam company. Blah, 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 blah. Please contact this person. They can get your money back. Well, these are scammers too. They're kind of like the ambulance chasers of the scam world. They will camp out looking at another scammer's threads, and when they see pissed off people angry about being scammed, guess what? They now have leads. I have to wonder, too, if some of these scams aren't vertically integrated in such a way where once they scam people, they immediately find the pissed off people and try to hit them with the loss recovery scams, thus double scamming them from two different angles. It would make sense. How does this scam work? It's actually incredibly simple. They're only offering you a 99% guarantee that they'll be able to track your funds, because in reality, no matter how good you are as an investigator, there's always the possibility that you won't be able to recover funds. And of course, they're going to ask you to send them crypto as payment. They're not going to send you to a payment portal where you can pay with a credit card, PayPal, or any other form of payment. To initiate the search, it'll be $500. And then they're going to try to keep extracting money from you. They're going to say, well, we haven't been able to find it, but we need this, that, or the other. And then they're going to try to get more money. They're going to eventually reach a point where they know you're not going to send them any more money, and they're going to terminate the investigation and just say, sorry, we were unable to recover your funds. Most scammers that steal your money send your money either to an encrypted blockchain or through one of those mixers or tumblers that hide where the money went so that they cover their footprints and nobody can really trace where that cryptocurrency went. The recovery experts know this, and unfortunately, even though there are legitimate recovery services, and you will find websites for that, they don't solicit and they won't approach you. Remember rule number 1, if they're approaching you, the hard truth reality about crypto recovery services, and even for the legitimate ones, they don't have the highest recovery rate. Unfortunately, they just can't. There are too many ways where you can hide your identity in crypto. It's probably going to be an identity in some country like India or Africa. Most law enforcement has virtually no power to go over to another country and stop a scam from happening unless it's a large-scale investigation involving lots of people and high-profile people who've lost money. The reality is you're probably not going to be able to get your funds back. It is for that reason that you cannot avoid diligence when investigating any new opportunity, whether they approached you or whether you discovered that opportunity. My first 2 rules for avoiding crypto scams still stand, but now I have the third one, which tells me no matter what something looks like at first, always do your diligence, always do a Google search, and you may be surprised how easy it is to uncover a common scam. If you've liked my video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me keep making them. I hope my video has helped you. I hope it will help you avoid the most common crypto scams out there. I hope that everyone's experience with crypto has been a wild blast like mine is, and that you will never have to deal with the pain of a drained wallet thanks to an idiot scammer. Thank you, everybody. Onward and upward.